So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your gray. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to life. That I'd be better without you inside. It's time to be someone I wanna recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came, so I'm checking out. The fire you stole away, I know one day we'll come back around. The future is now. I waited for you in the passenger seat. There's only so far I can ride in your dreams. While you were chasing everything else but me, I'm starting to break out from your gray. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to life. That I'd be better without you inside. It's time to be someone I wanna recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came, so I'm checking out. The fire you stole away, I know one day we'll come back around. The future is now. Backing down, cause the future is now. Not backing down, cause the future is now. The deeper I will shout. Let me know when I get closer. Open up the sky for me. When you say I'll dig much deeper, I will shout.
Hey y'all, this is Jackie with the Progress Now team. Thank you so much for interacting and supporting HB7 and SB10, the Respect New Mexico Women and Families Act. Together, we will repeal the 1969 abortion ban. Through this virtual rally, artists and creatives have partnered with the Respect Coalition and lawmakers to reimagine what reproductive justice could look like through art. And when you think about it, art has always been something that pushes every single social movement. From the Vietnam anti-war protests to the last 4 years of turmoil we have all experienced, art has really been that vehicle to bring us all together and to amplify our voices and push us forward to make change. That's why we're having this reproductive justice virtual rally in the name of Respect NM Women and Families. Other than to support this bill, we want every New Mexican to reimagine with us that reproductive justice is achievable and that we can get there together.
Hey everyone, it's Mariana from Progress Now New Mexico. We are so glad that you could join us today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. We would be remiss if we didn't set abortion access and reproductive justice in this larger context in which we're living. This year, it was a devastating year for so many of our families. We had COVID that was taking away so many loved ones, all the way to having an insurrection at our nation's capital. Which is why this rally is even more important, right? It's why this legislative session is even more important, because we need a full range of health care for all of our families. That includes abortion access. And second, we really need to recognize that this hate-fueled violence that we saw at the Capitol, this extremism, is nothing new to so many of our communities, right? It's not new to communities of color, it's not new to the LGBTQ community, and it is certainly not new to abortion care providers. These communities face harassment and bomb threats and death threats every single day. But despite all of this violence, our coalition envisions this future that centers art and reproductive justice as a way of making our communities whole. Which is why this year we chose to center art and an interactive art installation at the Santa Fe Plaza. We're really excited this year that we have a beautiful piece of art that was created by Juliana Chavez. It is being projected in the plaza. We really hope you can check it out. We've collaborated with artists who've worked with Meow Wolf and Electric Playhouse to make sure that this is not just a piece of art that centers reproductive justice that you can see, but it's also something that you can feel and you can interact with. And for anyone who's not able to make it out to Santa Fe Plaza, you can go to respectnewmexicowomenandfamilies.com. And there you will find a mirror of what you will find in the plaza. You'll get to interact with that as well. You'll get to hear people's stories. So the interactive art exhibit is going on tonight. It starts at 5 p.m. or when it gets dark. So you can interact with it fully. Go to the plaza and check it out. It's also going to be on display tomorrow at the plaza after 5 p.m. as well. We hope you can check it out, and here's a quick video that tells you all about it.
The Respect NM Women and Families Coalition is excited to bring you this art installation right in our Santa Fe Plaza that uplifts what reproductive justice is all about. Our activism has always pushed our collective issues forward. From anti-war art movements to today, art is a powerful tool that strengthens our movement. We're doing this to show you that every New Mexican deserves the respect to make their own pregnancy decisions for themselves and their families without fear of incarceration, deportation, interference, or shame. Despite all of the violence happening around us, art is our medium in showing that we're stronger together. So if you're in Santa Fe, check out our art installation in the plaza Monday, February 1st and Tuesday, February 2nd at dusk. When you get here, use your phones to scan the QR codes that are placed on the art to hear stories from our legislators and Respect Coalition partners. Wear your mask, socially distance, repeal the ban.
That hype video was everything. Shout out to everybody that has put in so much amazing work to get this done and represent Respect New Mexico Women and Families in such a beautiful and dope way. My name is Erica Davis Crump, and I'm the co-chair for Coalition for Choice. I have some action items that I need you guys to do. We would love, love, love to be in your presence and share space with you this year, but we can't do that. And because our safety comes first and our families always come first, I need you to do me a huge favor. Make sure that you are engaging with us on social. If you have Twitter or even Instagram, make sure that you use our hashtags HB7 and hashtag SB10 and hashtag repeal the ban. And then if you want to link up with us through our site, it's respectnewmexicowomen.com. Engage with us there. Let us know that you've got our backs just like we've got yours. And also, email your senators and your representatives. Get on that ASAP. Let them know that you respect New Mexico women and families, and you want to make sure that birthing bodies have self-agency as much as possible for this generation and all the generations to come. It has been such a crazy year, and this year has been such a highlight on what it means to have equity in the system of justice and what it means to have equity and agency over your own body. I'm so proud to be a part of Respect New Mexico Women and working the Respect New Mexico Women and Families bill. HB 7, which is on our House side, and SB 10 are the things that are going to secure the self-agency and the self-sovereignty that all New Mexicans need. As a Black New Mexican woman, born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and as a teen mom, I understand the importance of what it means to be able to live your life to the fullest, to a point where you're able to thrive. I understand what happens when you have hurdles come your way that might be out of your control. The one thing that should be available for all of us is the ability to be able to choose our own path, to choose when it's our time to be the steward of someone else's life, to choose to pursue our wildest dreams, be it career, be it whatever it is that makes your heart sing. The one thing about being a Black woman in this time and space also lets us know that when we fight for the liberation of what works for birthing bodies and those generations to come after us, everybody wins. This is for all of us. And I'm so proud, so honored to be a part of this movement for reproductive health, justice, and rights. And now is our time. We cannot turn back the clock. We've already endured and seen the worst of what this country could be. And it's time to continue to move forward, to continue to restore the justice, to continue to restore the healing in ways that absolutely matter and impact with deep intention any way that a woman or a birthing body can choose to live her life. A hospital room, as Senator Warnock once said, is too small for the government and other laws to be present with the woman and her doctor. Make the choice today, stand with New Mexico women and families.
Nicole Martin Hello, my name is Nicole Martin and I introduced myself in Diné Bazan. I live in Tiwa Territory, which is Albuquerque and the surrounding areas, and I'm super fortunate to be in a leadership position, such as the C4C co-chair, the Coalition for Choice. And not only that, but just to be a community organizer with Indigenous Women Rising. And I've been in committee hearings about the bills that we're supporting, which is the Respect New Mexico Women and Families Act, and they've been very overwhelming. But it reminds me of the spirit that my ancestors had when it came to protecting Indigenous people's rights. And so it is not only, my due diligence to do that for the future generations to come. And I'm just very grateful to people recognizing that it's time to finally respect pregnant people's decisions when it comes to making complex ones. Thank you.
My name is Ellie Rushforth. I'm a mama, I'm a native New Mexican, and I'm a reproductive rights attorney at the ACLU of New Mexico. House Bill 7 and Senate Bill 10, the Respect New Mexico Women and Families Act, removes a law that is dangerous and has always been dangerous, an abortion ban. These bills do not add anything into law, but what a repeal means is that women, pregnant people, and their healthcare providers do not face felony investigation and prosecution for safe, needed, and wanted healthcare. You will hear a lot of misinformation about this bill that does not actually reflect what's in it, what it does, or how abortion care is provided in New Mexico. What I can tell you is that New Mexico law allows for, and in fact demands, the practice of good and ethical medicine, which includes evaluating every patient as a unique individual with unique medical needs. Every pregnancy is different and every decision unique. Medical providers must be allowed to continue treating the patient in front of them without medically unnecessary and politically motivated interference. That's what the Respect New Mexico Women and Families Act does. It allows women and pregnant people to make their own pregnancy decisions with their families and trusted healthcare providers. Today, we are so lucky to have two of our sponsors here to tell us why repealing this dangerous old abortion ban is critical to keeping abortion safe and legal in New Mexico. Joining us today are some of the fiercest reproductive health rights and justice champions and sponsors of this legislation, Senator Lopez and Representative Lewis.
Hi, my name is Linda Lopez, and I serve as the state senator in Senate District 11 here in Bernalillo County. Every pregnancy is unique and complex. Making a decision to not continue a pregnancy is very difficult. Every decision is very personal. We must make sure that access to reproductive health for women is safe and available. I support New Mexico women in making your own healthcare decisions. That's why I'm introducing a bill this legislative session to get rid of an antiquated abortion law. The time is right, and the time is now.
I'm State Representative Georgine Lewis. I'm a mother and I'm a grandmother. I had my daughter when I was just a sophomore in high school. I was fortunate, however, to have been able to have raised her in a safe home with the help of my parents. Just 20 years before I became pregnant, Native American women were treated differently, inhumanely, by the federal government when some were forced to have sterilizations or had sterilizations without their consent. Unfortunately, history has shown us that women of color aren't always trusted to make healthcare decisions. That's why I'm proud to co-sponsor the bill that will repeal the old abortion ban. We must trust and respect New Mexico women. Let's do this, New Mexico.
Thank you, Senator Lopez and Representative Lewis, for carrying this bill forward. My name is Sandra Rooney, and I'm the Director of Public Affairs for Planned Parenthood Votes, New Mexico. As we know, families are central in moving this bill forward. Families like mine. My parents are courageous refugees who escaped the Khmer Rouge genocide in Cambodia that claimed the lives of over 2 million people. It wasn't until my parents rebuilt their lives in the United States that for the first time they could make their own decision about if, when, and how they would have and grow their family. And every family deserves to make the same decision, because we all know this. Every family's circumstance is different, and every pregnancy is unique. We must lead with New Mexican values to honor, respect, and trust a woman and her family in consultation with their healthcare provider to make these deeply personal healthcare decisions, including decisions about abortion care and abortion care later in pregnancy. And now we'll hear stories from our community about why getting rid of this dangerous abortion ban is necessary.
Hello, my name is Jax, and I am a non-binary trans man living with mental illness. Reproductive justice is important to me because as a white trans man, I have had greater access to reproductive services than most in our community. My privilege has allowed me to have access to decide if, when, and how I have children. So many do not get that choice. Reproductive justice means that everyone should have the same access to decide if, when, and how they have children, regardless of their race, gender, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, religion, sexual orientation, ability, or location. And pregnancy is not an issue that only affects cisgender women. Many members of my community who are assigned female at birth also have the capacity to birth children, and our abortion law equally impacts them and me. I support the repeal of this abortion law because every person deserves the right to choose if, when, and how they have children. The government has no place in making that decision for us. It is a decision for each individual to make for themselves in consultation with their medical provider.
Hi everyone, I am Rachel Lorenzo. I'm one of the co-founders of Indigenous Women Rising, and I also manage our abortion fund. We fund abortion for Indigenous people, young people of any ethnicity 18 years old and younger, and soon we will be funding Black people across the country to make sure that everyone has what they need to get the kind of healthcare they need, including abortion care. We trust Indigenous people, young people, and New Mexican families in general to make the best decisions for their lives, for their bodies, and for their families. We are modeling for the rest of the country how to ensure reproductive justice for every family by ensuring that we have not just access to abortion, but also access to equitable prenatal care and birthing care, that everyone has access to a thriving wage and childcare and food and clean water and clean air. What we do isn't just about abortion access, it's about ensuring that no family has to wonder where they're going to get their health care and compromising their familial duties. And that's why I am so excited to be able to fund abortion every single day, work with Indigenous Women Rising, and of course with Respect New Mexico Women.
My name is Janet Godkin, she, her, hers. I live in Santa Fe. I'm 78 years old, mother of 2 adult daughters and 2 granddaughters. I'm a proud member of the Santa Fe chapter of the National Organization for Women and the Respect New Mexico Women and Families Coalition. I work for reproductive justice in my retirement. I was 30 years old with a 1-year-old baby when abortion became legal in the United States in 1973. My teens and early adulthood were spent with a never stated but always present constant fear that I might become pregnant. That's how it was in the dark days before Roe v. Wade. Rich girls who got pregnant went to Mexico or Switzerland to get their abortions. Everyone else faced the danger of injury or death from back alley abortions. Families sent teenagers away and forced them to give up their newborns. In 1980, with 2 daughters, 3 and 8, I became pregnant as a result of a failed laparoscopy. Abortion was legal. I had the support of my husband and the generous health insurance so that I was able to get a first trimester abortion and go on to have the life and family and education that I wanted. I did not have to become a mother again. I did not have to have a child I did not want and could not afford. I needed health care, abortion care, and I was privileged to be able to get it. Isn't this what we want for New Mexico's girls and families? That they can access the health care that they need, that they can make personal decisions about their bodies and their lives and their families without stigma and without the interference from government. It is vital that we repeal New Mexico's outdated, punitive abortion ban. It's essential for our girls, for women, for families, and pregnant people. Repeal the ban. Please repeal the ban.
Hi, my name is Italia, and I'm an abortion care provider. I also work with the Mariposa Fund, which provides financial support for undocumented people seeking abortion services. I feel extremely honored to provide essential healthcare to women from all areas of our state. Women from all walks of life with different goals and different dreams. However, what I feel the most honored about is the fact that I get to carry and dearly hold onto pieces of these women in my everyday life. In a world that has not been set up for us to receive the necessary healthcare we need, our patients overcome every single obstacle that has been thrown their way. Whether it is having to drive several hours to reach our clinic, or moving past the judgment and gatekeeping, oftentimes even from their own medical providers, or having to navigate the extremely complex immigration and criminal systems that oftentimes delay their care. Every day I get to support women who teach me that it is possible to make decisions about our lives and our own bodies while also juggling our different roles as individuals, professionals, daughters, parents, or partners. And that these decisions, while at times can be very scary and overwhelming, they come from a place of deep love and understanding for who we are, where we come from, and where we want to go. So it is my commitment to keep trusting and supporting New Mexican women by providing safe and legal access to abortion care. And I hope that you will join me in these efforts too. New Mexican women deserve to thrive and move forward in all the different ways that they imagined. Thank you.
Thank you, Italia, and thank you everyone who's been with us today, telling their stories about why it's so important to repeal this archaic 1960s abortion ban. Next, we have Dr. Sela, who carries the stories of so many pregnant folks who have had to make some of the most difficult and personal decisions of their lifetimes. Dr. Sela, thank you for being with us today.
My name is Dr. Shelley Sela. I'm an obstetrician gynecologist who provides abortion care at Southwestern Women's Options in Albuquerque. And I'd like to start by sharing a personal story. As a teenager, I had difficult experiences where I felt unsupported and alone. And so I empathize deeply with the fear, the loneliness, and sometimes the absolute terror that the women that I see experience before they come to the clinic. And I hope that in my care for them, I'm able to support them in a way that I wasn't. Recently, we saw a young woman who had been a victim of domestic violence for years. She told no one because she was ashamed and scared. When she found out that she was pregnant, she knew right away that she needed an abortion, but she was trapped in her home and she couldn't leave. It was only the week before she came to see us that the abuser left, and therefore she was free to come to see us. And we're seeing that a lot with the pandemic. Desperate women, some victims of domestic violence, some who even before the pandemic were living on the edge, and the pandemic has tipped them over. And it's increasingly difficult for them to access care. I think it's important for us to realize that every woman is unique and every situation is unique. And our job is to treat everyone with an open heart, an open mind, and provide high quality care. We must remember that every woman is unique and every situation is unique. And our job is to treat each person with an open heart, an open mind, and provide high quality care. And that's why I think it's imperative that the outdated New Mexico abortion ban be repealed.
Thank you so much to all of our speakers, our lawmakers, our medical providers, and everyone who supports the Respect New Mexico Women and Families Act. You all, it's so important to take your voice not only onto the streets, but onto the internet. Take it up on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We need you everywhere. We would also love if you could send your legislator an email or call them and let them know that you express your support. Thank you all so much for coming. And if you are here in Santa Fe, please wear your mask and follow social distancing orders. We do need you to do that. Thank you all so much.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. A little too late for, I'm sorry for. The lights went out 'cause you kept cutting the cord, and I started to fade into your gray. See, I finally opened up my eyes. I'd be better without you inside. It's time to be someone I wanna recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came, so I'm checking out. The fire you stole away, I know one day we'll come back around. The future is now. The future is now. The future is now. I waited for you in the passenger seat. There's only so far I can ride in your dreams. While you were chasing everything else but me, I'm starting to break out from your grave. See, I finally opened up my eyes, and I saw me coming back to life. That I'd be better without you inside. It's time to be someone I wanna recognize. The future starts right now. I made a reservation, but you never came, so I'm checking out. The fire you stole away, I know one day we'll come back around. The future is now. The future is now. I'm not backing down, 'cause the future is now. Not backing down, 'cause the future is now.